Tell me, what would you rather do, clean or read a book? Have you seen those cartoons on Facebook? I had so much cleaning to do, but the book was calling. I'm one of those book people. I don't like to clean, but there are certain rooms of the house that get cleaned on a daily basis because they need to be cleaned on a daily basis. And then there are other rooms of the house that get cleaned on a monthly basis or sometimes weekly basis. But I've never truly thought I would. All right. Welcome to the D. Louise book series. I'm Christina K-R-S-T-I-N-A. This is where I read books, talk about books, no special effects, no theme music, none of that fancy stuff going on here. And I always assumed that a person took a job cleaning is because they needed a job. It was something they could do. It was available. It may be close to home. A good wage, although I probably don't think it was good on the wages part. But they needed a job. It was an available job, and it was the job they took. They didn't take it because they love cleaning. That would be the one reason that I would not think a person took a job as a maid. I would think that person took the job as the maid, unless if it's for a rich household, maybe they're also caring for your kids. Well, no, there'd be a nanny for that, right? But people take jobs because they need jobs. They need to support their families. They need to bring money into the household. It's something they can do. Maybe they're good at it. Maybe they have, special skills that I don't know about. But Molly here, I was rolling my eyes in the back of my head so many times I think they got stuck. And she's so naive. Oh, good God. I know somebody similar, but not this bad. Excuse me. And, we all know Sheldon didn't do sarcasm very well. And, some people that are not exposed to the world like the rest of us might have issues too. But Molly here was so naive. Oh, it boggles the mind how naive she is. And how in love with her cleaning job she is. And how obsessed she's so excited to go to work every day. How many of you are so excited to go to work every day? And maybe there's a good percentage of you that really enjoy your job and achieve something and feel satisfaction from it and feel good about it. But I'd also say there's an equal number of you out there that are doing your job because it's a job, you need the money, it's something you can do, you're good at it. It may not be a healthy work environment, but you're doing it to support your family. But Smokey, we did your brushing already. So, but Molly is just, good grief, this chick. And it reminded me, have you read Sophie Kinsell's Shopaholic? I'm not sure. I haven't checked, and I should check. If I did Shopaholic before I started making these videos or after. Because if it's after, then there's a video out there on it. And I'll have to look. I don't think so, but there might be. This reminded me a little bit of that in the fact that it it's a very smooth, very steady read. It picture one long running sentence, just never ending. It's just smooth. There's no breaks. There's no erupt. Sometimes you get a book that jerks around, abrupt stops, a character point of view change. This was really smooth, and it just ran very smoothly and quickly. A few hour read. It just was a very nice small walk. And I was thinking I should find a treadmill someplace and get on it and do the book review walking on a treadmill. I don't know why. It just hit me. So her whole identity, Molly is our maid and our heroine. And she thoroughly, absolutely 100% enjoys her job. And it's her whole identity. And she does housekeeping. She's a housekeeper. And she lives with her grandmother, who eventually dies. And I wasn't too comfortable with that situation. Um, then we have the two guests in the hotel that Molly deals with, Mr. and Mrs. Black, Charles Black and Gazelle Black. And then we have Juan Manuel, the hotel dishwasher. We have Mr. Alexander Snow, the hotel manager. Preston is the door person. Cheryl Green is her supervisor. Sunshine and Sunneth are other maids. Rodney Stiles is the bartender. We have Detective Stark that comes into it. And then Wilbur Brown, who was the very first guy to stick it to Molly very, very badly. He pretended an interest in her and dated her for a few months. And then when he had a chance, opportunity prompted itself, he took her ATM card and he emptied out her bank account and her nest egg. So she was unable to pay rent for a while, and her landlord will harass her the whole book. And so then she's dealing with Mr. and Mrs. Black in their room, and Mr. and Mrs. Black tip very generously. Molly enjoys cleaning their room. She feels pleasure in doing a very good job in cleaning it to excellent satisfaction type situation. She's just so happy about all this. And she's just so innocent. So now she's all she doesn't tell her grandmother about Wilbur. Her grandmother thinks she's dying and leaving Molly in a good position. But Wilbur has taken all the money, and Molly never does anything, seeks any kind of retribution, doesn't tell the cops anything about that, nothing. She just lets it go. And then she has witnessed Giselle with bruises on her. And she goes into their room one day, and Mr. Black is deceased. And by that point, she had cleaned half the place, so fingerprints were not existent in half the place, half the room. And her fingerprints were found on his neck because she did check his pulse. And it was later proved that he was strangled and suffocated. So, Molly does a lot of things in the book that lead the police to look in her direction. And the only reason she did these things is because other people got her to do these things. It's just good grief. Molly, what are you doing? I'm pretty sure is a phrase that you will be echoing in your brain the whole time you read this book. Okay, so Mr. Black is deceased. So then the detectives want to talk to her because she found the body. Then, her landlord wants the money and she can't give it to him yet. Then, She's cleaning the room, and every day she makes 2 stops in her rotation of cleaning rooms. She talks to Juan, the dishwasher, who gives her a drink, and she goes to Rodney, who gives her the newspapers for the day. And at some point, Rodney asks to speak with her after work. He wants to talk to her about housing Juan. Uh, it seems that it will later become relevant that Juan is an immigrant and he needs his proper papers. And when his papers expired, Rodney gave him wrong advice, took all his money, and never did anything about it, never got him the lawyer that he promised or anything like that. And so every night, Juan stays in a different hotel room in the hotel, a vacant room. Room A is vacant Monday, and then he moves to room B on Tuesday and room C on Wednesday. So they've got all this going on. And then Rodney wants to talk to her after work, and she's all excited. She thinks it's a date. She goes out and buys all new clothes. I'm just going, Molly, you're living on a budget. You can barely pay your rent at this juncture, and you're going out to buy new clothes? What are you thinking? She goes out to buy new clothes. She gets this new little outfit. She goes out with Rodney, and he spends the entire time questioning her about her visit to the police station. Wants to know what she told them. Did she mention him? Did she mention Juan? What did she say about the blacks? We all know it's a fishing expedition. Molly just thinks it's a date. Oh, he touched her hand. He kissed her nose. She's so naive. So naive. So then they have a second date, and she's like all excited. And he asks some more questions. Some other stuff has happened, and he's quizzing her again. Then she expects him to take her home. He's like, "Oh, Molly, you can find your own way." Uh, then she remembers that she saw Giselle's pills on the nightstand, and she mentions, and then Giselle comes to her house and gives her $200, and she asks Giselle, uh, how she found out where Molly lived. Giselle does not tell her. Gives her the $200. Molly gives the $200 to her landlord, asks for her receipt. Her landlord brushes her off. I'm sitting there going, Molly, you should have stood your ground and got that receipt. You are too trusting. He could deny you ever gave him that $200, Molly. If you do not have a receipt and you gave your landlord $200, I'm sitting here thinking she's going to get taken, she's going to get evicted, the whole 9 yards. But then Gazelle tells her she had a gun hidden in the shower. She asks Molly to get it. Molly gets it. She hides it in her vacuum of all places. It's a good place. I never in a gazillion years would have thought of hiding a gun in the vacuum. Ever. Ever. So, they've set her up. So they find the gun in the vacuum. At this point, she had found Mr. Black's ring. She pawned the ring because she needed to pay her rent. She gives that money to the landlord. Apparently, she was set up. So now the police think she stole the ring to pawn it and has the gun, and that she's working with Giselle, and that she's the one that murdered Mr. Black. And it's just one downhill slide, and she keeps falling for all this stuff. Poor Molly keeps falling for everything. Then they end up arresting her. She spends the night in jail. And then all of a sudden, Mr. Preston, the doorman, comes and saves her. And that part, I think I'll leave up to you to read how the book ends. But she's so naive. So we'll have to see what happens. I'm trying to decide. Should I go here or not? I'm trying to decide. Because there is a third one out there. I have to get my eyes from out of the back of my head first. If she's this naive in this one, I'm just gonna. It was a good book. It flowed, but her naivety. I guess that was the whole point. She was just an easy mark, but we'll have to see. I usually don't do series this small, but this came my way and I saw it. I was like, you know what? Let me just give it a try. I finished with Ursula and I was trying to find something. If you haven't seen my share video, please go watch that. And don't forget to check out Flashback Mondays. Oh, have a good one.